So a lot of people ask, what is the best sight in Phantom Forces, and why should I use one over the other? There are many sights in the game, including red dots, EOTechs, irons, and much more. Make sure you watch until the end and all your questions about optics will be answered. Alright, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm showing you guys the best sights in Phantom Forces. The first sight we're going to start with is the ZPoint. The ZPoint is the first optic to be unlocked in the game, aside from the certain attachments that are available by default on certain weapons. The ZPoint has low magnification, a small optic picture, and a thick frame, which obstructs most of the user's peripheral vision. Despite its many disadvantages, there are advantages from the optics, such as its low magnification, producing less camera recoil, and provide higher sensitivity while aiming. Some pros of this gun are the simple reticle, and good for close to medium range. Some cons are poor long range capabilities due to low magnification, fairly obstructive housing frame, and a small optic picture. I can confidently say that the ZPoint isn't the best sight in the game, although it's certainly not the worst, nor is it necessarily the best. Overall, not too bad of a sight. I would recommend it if you don't have any other red dots unlocked. That Coyote sight is best suited for uses in close to medium range engagements, given its lower magnification level, simple reticle, and small optic housing. The Coyote sight serves as a clear, easy to use optic for rapid target acquisition. This means weapons that perform well in aforementioned range bracket are good choices for using the Coyote sight. The lower magnification of the sight also lessens the visual recoil felt by the user. Subsequently, higher recoil weapons see a greater benefit in this regard, although the lower magnification makes it harder to excel at longer ranges. Some pros of the Coyote sight is the high FOV level and the unobstructable frame and reticle. Some cons of the Coyote sight are low magnification and poor long-range performance. In my personal opinion, I feel like the Coyote sight is one of the best sights in the game due to its unobstructable frame and reticle. The Reflex sight is a low-level magnification optic. It features a small red dot which serves as the point of aim, and a small housing frame. It is similar to the Coyote sight and Cobra sight, but differs slightly in the reticle, magnification level, housing frame, and unlock requirement. Being the first unlocked of the 3 via kills, on few weapons, the Reflex sight will provide a higher magnification level than a weapon's iron sights, but for most it will lower the magnification level or attain the same zoom level as the iron sights. The lower magnification lowers the visual recoil of the weapon, making it easier to control. Due to the lower visual recoil and magnification level, the Reflex sight is suited for close quarters combat and medium range engagements and weapons which are geared towards such combat scenarios. The Reflex sight provides great target acquisition at a close range and even medium range that profits from the clear sight picture and small reticle. Some pros of the Reflex sight is the non-obstructable frame, simple and easily visible reticle, even while aiming through explosions and bright objects, low magnification suitable for CQC, very good at controlling recoil since of its low magnification. Some cons of the Reflex sight is the slightly obstructable sight model when hip firing. Blue sight background might make the target acquisition more difficult, and incredibly difficult to use for long range. This is most people's personal favorite sight, and is personally my second go-to red dot sight in the game aside from Coyote sight. Overall, the Reflex sight is a very solid choice. The Delta sight is a low magnification optic with the lowest magnification available for an attachment in game, which is 1.5 times. Similar to the mini sight in its design, the Delta sight allows a clean and simple view of the targets with the illuminated red chevron in the middle, which can also be applied well in dark areas or at night. Simply put, the Delta sight is useful on any weapon that the user desires to be applied at close range, whether it be the MP5K to the KS23M. The Delta sight excels at its job, even though the weapon it is attached to may find itself in an unorthodox role. Some pros is the illuminated reticle and the simple, unobstructable frame. Some cons of the Delta sight is the less precise reticle than other optics. Large reticle size makes it harder to use at long range. Different reticle shape some may find confusing. In my opinion, I don't think the Delta sight is bad, but there are better options. I would rather use a red dot than a Delta sight because the odd shape of the reticle is a bit confusing for me. If you can use this sight properly, it's really good, but it's not for me. For the final optic we are looking at today, we have the DCL-120. The DCL-120 is an oversized sight with a very big screen and a very low 1.0 times zoom. Good for high recoil, close range guns, for example MAC-10 or P90. Not suitable for low recoil guns like the Scar Hammer. The DCL-120 is a sight that can be used on high recoil guns if one is willing to compensate for low recoil with low speed. Some pros of the DCL-120 is the reduced visual recoil and the reduced rotational recoil. Low magnification is useful in CQC, and the extremely large FOV. Some cons of this is the obstructable optic frame, decreased aim speed, decreased equipment speed. Low magnification hinders in long-range combat, decreases walking speed by 15%, and it is stupid big. Although this sight will practically give any gun no recoil, I would have to only recommend it to high recoil guns or LMGs. Some great guns to have this on would be HK21, HK51B, or the PPSH41. So yeah guys, those were the best sights in Phantom Forces. If this video helped you at all, drop a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. In my opinion, I think the Coyote sight is the best sight in the game because it works well for me. This video is just a suggestion for what optic you should use. I highly recommend just using what works well for you. Leave some suggestions in the comments down below on what video I should do next, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.